5. Mystery Islands. Source: Very Interesting Magazine. By visualgk.com. Atlantis. The lost city of Atlantis is probably the most well-known myth in the history of mankind. It would have been the strongest, richest, and most powerful nation in the world if existed about 12,000 years ago. What mysteries surround it? Greek philosopher Plato described an island paradise called Atlantis in one of his works, way back when he lived between 427 and 347 BC. It was said that earthquakes, and the floods that followed them, sank the island, and it disappeared into the Atlantic Ocean. Ever since then, there has been a lot of speculation, and many people have journeyed to find it. It also turned into a source of inspiration for writers. Did it really exist? Probably not. There is no scientific evidence that there ever was a large island in the Atlantic Ocean, let alone one inhabited by an advanced nation who were way ahead of their time. Oak Island. Oak Island is cold, flat, and boring. It can be found in the Atlantic Ocean, off the coast of the Canadian peninsula of Nova Scotia. But people claim that it is home to a huge treasure trove. What mysteries surround it? A man found a strange hole in the ground of Oak Island in 1795. He dug into the ground and found a layer of Fiat stones, pickaxes, and a layer of planks. Doesn't sound like much to go on tours, but it started a lifelong obsession for him, and after that, for others. That money pit has now been dug to around 55 meters deep. People also dug new holes. The frenzy was fueled by rumors of what could be buried there, from the pirate treasures of Captain Kidd, or Blackbeard, to the jewels of French Queen Marie Antoinette. Did the treasure really exist? Well, considering that people have been trying to find it for centuries, and they haven't turned up anything significant, we doubt it. Critics say that the hole is in fact part of a natural sinkhole, and nothing special at all. Thule. Thule doesn't exist. For centuries, people insisted it could be found somewhere, in the northern part of the Atlantic Ocean, on the edge of the old world that Europeans knew, before America was discovered. It was referred to until the early 1900s, and even appeared on some maps. What mysteries surround it? Thule was first mentioned by the Greek explorer Pytheas, during his expeditions, between 300 and 320 BC. At first, it seemed he was talking about the British Islands, or an island just north of that. But with each new discovery, Thule's supposed location moved further and further north. Many myths surrounded it, such as the stories about Thule being home to magical, malformed people. Did it really exist? It's hard to say. Back before the world was properly mapped, many mythical islands existed. As far as Thule is concerned, historians say that Pytheas probably meant Norway, the Shetland Islands, Iceland, or Scandinavia. Sandy Island. Man has explored outer space, and has mapped the stars, but the maps of our very own planet were very wrong until recently, at least when it comes to Sandy Island. This non-existent place appeared on many world maps until 2012. We're not sure how that was missed. What mysteries surround it? James Cook, a British explorer, wrote in his logbook about a sandy island off the east coast of Australia. A whale fisherman also claimed to have seen a sandy island, or, at the very least, a big sandbank, at around the same location, around 100 years later. So, it appeared on the maps, without anyone actually having verified that it really existed. Did it ever exist? Researchers using hydrographic maps decided in 1979 already that there was no island in the described location, and never had been. The ocean in those parts is some 1,300 meters deep. But the island stayed on many land maps until an Australian research team visited the spot in 2012 and confidently stated that there was nothing there. Barley High. This is quite a well-known fictitious island that was described in Tales of the South Pacific by James A. Michener. It went on to inspire a film and a musical. What mysteries surround it? Many people mistake Barley High for the Indonesian island of Bali. Americans knew the island as a paradise in the Pacific Ocean because of the book, and many people thought it really existed, especially because the author of the book refused to disclose which island he had based the story on. Many people went in search of the island, and it became quite a fanatical thing in the 50s and 60s. Did it ever exist? No. Michener later revealed that he had based the island on a completely fictitious paradise that he created after visiting some truly miserable islands during his time as a soldier in World War II. He said he wanted people to experience an island of love and fantasy, using the power of the human imagination. Please like, share and subscribe. visualgk.com